Hello Blizzard fans, this is FalconPaladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between Railgan and Yami on Orbital Shipyard. Now this is replay that Railgan sent me to my Gmail address, falconpaladin@gmail.com, and you too can send me replays to that address. And at this point I can guarantee that I will cast your replay. I'm not sure how long that will last because I'm actually getting replays these days. But at this point, I can actually guarantee I'll cast you, but do not expect that to last much longer. In the top right, we have the red Zerg player. It is our friend, Railgan. And in the bottom left of Orbital Shipyard, we have the blue Protoss player, looking nice and sparkly. It is Yami. Now, before we get too far into this, I do want to say I am now part of a video podcast team known as Bridging Gaps. We broadcast on Twitch on Monday nights. I'm going to put a link here in the bottom at the description of this cast. It looks like Railgan is going for a 15 hatch. Very, very brave of him to do against Protoss, and there goes the pool, so it's not too greedy. But either way, Bridging Gaps is a pretty fun podcast. We have 5 members, each talking about a different esport. We have Dota, we have League of Legends, and Heroes of the Storm. We have StarCraft, obviously, and Hearthstone. And I actually represent Hearthstone on that team. I haven't cast a lot of those for my channel recently, but I have been playing a lot. So I feel like I am pretty well versed in that game, in the current meta and things like that. So if you're interested in checking that out, I'm going to put a link here in the video if I can, or in the description if I can't. Again, that's Bridging Gaps. It is on Twitch. It is on Walnut 356's Walnuts? Yeah, Walnuts stream on Twitch. But either way, I'll put some more information into that. Check us out on Monday nights if you'd like. There's also going to be some VODs posted on his YouTube channel as well, on Walnuts, and you can check those out there at the same time without any crazy frame drops or other stuff that can happen on Twitch. So here we actually have some earlylings popping out. Not super early, but it's a lot more than you would expect to see, especially because Mothership Core is out, and there we go. They chase all these lings away. They are now relegated pretty much to scouting around and trying to find proxy pylons. Overlord comes in, sees exactly what's going on, sees the forge, sees the cyber core. Also the fact that there is a base here. Did we scout that out? We did scout that out. Okay. Well played. Third base now coming down from Railgun in response, popping up here at the 3-minute and 35-second mark. The Protoss player, it looks like, okay, Robo Facility. I have to imagine this is going to be Disruptor. We have a lot of gas coming out of the assimilators here in the main, and actually another assimilator just popped here in the expansion. Just a lot of gas is required for whatever this Protoss player here is doing. Yami is up to 34 harvesters to 33 for Railgun. Pretty darn impressive. Inject Queen. There we go. I don't know why you were walking away. That was odd. Come back and inject and do your job. Another inject. Bam. Timing is doing super well here. Another Queen popping out here at the third base. Overlord doing some more scouting at the same time. I have to imagine that the Protoss player is a little bit worried about drops, just because that is an option here in Legacy of the Void. At this point, any Overlord that is even close enough to scout is also close enough to drop Zerglings into your base and try to ruin your day. So immediately, Observer comes out of that Robo Facility, which is what we usually see early on. It is good to know what the Protoss player is doing before you actually choose your tech path too solidly. I mean, I guess I know a lot of Protoss players that don't scout at all and pretty much just go for 2-base all-ins against Zerg no matter what the situation is, and it's pretty effective. But for the best players, you want to get that scout off and see exactly what Railgun here is doing before you send out your charge lots and your disruptors and your adepts and whatever else you're doing. It is pretty odd, actually. We haven't seen any adepts at all from this player, Yami. Usually that kind of harassment can be pretty darn good, although in one of the previous, or 1 or 2 of the previous casts, we have seen those adepts get overwhelmed by a large group of early lings and pretty much not really pay for themselves at all. They're pretty gas heavy, and if you don't kill any drones with it, don't kill a lot of lings with it or a queen or something, it's just not worth it. Lings now popping out here. Are they speedlings? They just changed to speedlings. They're heading on out. There's a third base, pretty well protected here by 2 zealots and 3 sentries. I think this might be enough, especially if we get a cannon in this special place here. But here come the lings trying to deny this base. They get us around on the probe and then kind of back out. I don't think there are enough to actually kill this number of units here, but reinforcements are coming on in. So many lings on the way to try to kill this group. The army is not that big for Yami, but we'll have to see what the Zerglings are able to do. As we zoom out, they're going to try to get a full surround, and there it is. They get a big surround. Oh, one of the sentries goes down immediately. Another one in the back here dies at the same time. Will a third one die as well? It's in a pretty well protected place. Only one link can attack it at once, but one zealot goes down. The sentry does die. This adept over here doing a lot of work, actually, up to 3 kills now, throwing everything he can at those guys. The zealot taking a lot of damage as well. Photon overcharge going down on this Nexus. And the Lings are going to try to get up into the main base, but they can't. The Zealot is there, the cannon is there, the Mothership Core is there, and I believe the Nexus cannon can hit there as well. So pretty good hold there from Yami, but oh my gosh, how many Lings are on the field here? 39, almost 40 Lings are on the way, on the back of this Railgun, going for the Spire, it looks like, as well as +1/+1. Robo Bay now coming out for Yami. Probably going to go for those Colossus, or again for those Disruptors. I have to imagine those would be pretty good against these Lings. They do one-shot Lings and then some. Those Disruptors do with the Purification Nova. And so if you get a good hit off, you can kill like an infinite number of Lings if they're clumped up like this. At the same time, though, Lings are fast. And so the Disruptor comes in, uses that speed boost with the Purification Nova. They see it coming. They can get out of the way fairly easily. There is a Warp Prism up here. It does get spotted, though, by Railgun. He knows that it's there. He has some Lings and Queens ready for it if it decides to come in and drop some stuff. If it drops Dark Templar, are we ready for it is the question. No Overseers here. Is there an Overseer on the map? No. No detection at all for Railgun. Yikes. I'd like to see him have an Overseer or a Spore or something somewhere, but no, he is counting on no Dark Templar from his opponent in this game. I don't know if he's actually scouted this out yet. Hasn't really seen the tech path that Yami is going. So a bit of a blind attempt, or blind thing here. Yes, a Spine Crawler going down. I lied. I thought that was a Spore for a second. I said Sp and then saw that it was Spine and said Spine instead of Spore, making me look a little bit smarter than I am. Good Spine Crawler, or a good Spine Crawler. I want to say that a lot. Good creep tumors popping out here from Railgun all around the edges of the creep, spreading every possible which way, not just taking one path on the way to Yami's base, but getting a good spread across the map all the way from left to right, or from, you know, northwest to southeast, I suppose, is what it would be. Overseer still unobserved, undetected. Oh no, Corruptor comes out. Corruptor's going to chase this Warp Prism. What is faster? Let's take a look. 413 for the Corruptor and 413 for the Warp Prism. They are evenly matched. The Corruptor is not going to chase this guy, but he can chase him off and make sure that he does not want to come back into this neighborhood. Getting chased away. Observer here as well, checking things out. What is going on? Warping in Stalkers, a single Adept, Zealot, Sentries, and are we getting... Yes, there we go. Here are the Disruptors ready to melt everything on the ground that Zerg has, except for Ultralisks, I think, and Lurkers. Both those units have enough HP not to get one shot by the Disruptor, but I think everything else, Roaches, Hydras, Lings, Banelings, a lot of stuff. Are the Lings going to come in? Holy crap! That is a lot of Zerglings. We're up to 116 Zerglings now. Getting Metabolic Boost, getting plus, is that +3, +2 now? And actually Pathogen Glands. Is that what this is? Yeah, it is, for the Infestors. As well as a Broodlord, okay, a Greater Spire, a Broodlord Spire is on the way. Alright, alright, alright. I've not seen Broodlords, I don't think, very often in these Legacy of the Void casts yet. The Lings are just providing map control. And are they going to get the Disruptor? Going to try to activating Purification Nova? No. No, Yami is smart. Knows he does not need to actually use that. And a couple Lings actually do get dropped back here into this third base, essentially, or second base, I suppose. Doing a ton of damage to these workers. This Zealot does have +2 attack, but the Zerglings actually have +2/+2, making them that much more effective. All the workers are dying in here, and actually another drop up here in the main, killing a ton of workers at the same time. How many workers have died? 40? What? No, 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 no. 42 workers have died for Yami. That is a huge number. And then Railgan throws out the preemptive GG with this drop. The Yami is not... Okay, Dark Shrine just finishing. Yami does not... He did not respond at all to that attack. I don't know what he was doing. He has his army up here. It's 134 supply. He didn't actually move really anything back in. Tried to warp in some Zealots to clean it up, but it was a little bit too late. Overcharge came down as well. Holy crap. 42 Harvesters have died in this game here at the 10-minute mark. It is 68 to 38 Harvesters. Railgun's up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases to essentially 2 mining bases right now, if that. For the Protoss player, I mean, he is in a world of hurt economically. And again, Ultralisks are on the way for Railgun. Immortals are being put out in response, but I don't... Oh my goodness, look at this army. 186 supply. We have Vipers. We have Ultralisks with +2/+2, soon to be +3. There goes the Chitinous Planing on its way. There it is, popping up +3. Ground Carapace coming as well. And Overseers in this army, a good number of Overseers, because he did see that Dark Shrine as it was warping in. He doesn't want to lose his army to a bunch of Dark Templar, which actually, I don't know if there are any on the field at this point. No Dark Templar yet for Yami, if he plans on using them at all. I think he's just going to be chrono boosting out workers as fast as he possibly can. Is he chrono boosting workers? Nope, actually chrono boosting his warp gates to get more units out. And getting Archons, very, very smart. The +3 attack is on the way. Look at how much damage this does to Biological. 47 damage. And it is splashed to Biological, which means they do one-shot these Lings and all their little friends around them. So Archons are fantastic. Dropping more Lings, possibly. Here comes a big attack up the front. Going to try to take this gold expansion, except there is creep here, so that is not going to happen. Zooming out for the big attack. The Ultras are coming on in, but no, decide to back on out. The Warp Prism picks up what? Disruptors for some disruptor micro, making sure they don't die immediately. 2 Ultras in the front. Railgun not quite feeling super confident about this, maybe waiting for the Broodlords to morph in. That would be a good choice for this army composition. Not many Stalkers to blink underneath the Broodlords and kill them, which means that the Archons are pretty much what you're going to have to use, and they can't blink. So if they get trapped by those Broodlings, they can't really go anywhere at all. A big Ling counterattack. Okay, minor Ling counterattack coming over. A big drop of Ultralisks and Lings coming on in. There are cannons, so we're going to have to micro these Zerglings to actually kill workers. And what are we doing up here? Did you bring an observer with this army? Didn't bring an observer with the army, unfortunately. Can't kill these creep tumors, which I think is something that Yami really needs to do. But either way, we are dropping in Lings here. They are taking hits from the Photon Overcharge. The Ultras drop in, go to town on those pylons, taking them down immediately, taking down gateways. Lings here as well. They are +2/+2 Lings, soon to be +3/+3. And yep, the army for Yami says we're going to march on into the main here and see what we can do. Actually, march on into the second or the third. And here comes the big push right on in. Ultras in the front taking up a lot of damage, hallucinating in some Colossus. A pretty good choice to do. And no disruptors. You can't attack air units. Why would you do that? I don't know. Blinkstalker's getting in there, doing a good job again, though, killing both of those Broodlords. And the Archon's doing a ton of damage as well. And actually, that army does manage to beat Railgan, so that preemptive GG might not have been entirely accurate. The Dark Templar are here trying to clean up the remainder of these Zerglings and these Ultralisks. There's really not much here at all left over from Railgan's attack. Archons are here, but the Remax of the Lings are here, and they are dead serious. Archons doing what they can to melt these Lings, but there are a lot of Lings doing a lot of damage quickly, and they both evaporate a lot faster. And Yami is defeated. Railgan's victorious. A bit of a nail-biter there for him. That army was right on his front doorstep. He was able to pretty much produce 100 million Lings at the end of the game and win it, making 190 total in this game. Again, this is my style that I love. I love Lings so very, very much. It was fun to see Railgan employ it in one of his games. So, as usual, this has been FalconPaladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void cast. If you liked what you heard today, if you like what you saw, hit that like button on YouTube, hit that subscribe to catch daily casts from me. I have not missed a day, I don't think, since the start of this, about 3 or 4 months ago. And again, you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all /FalconPaladin. And as always, and as usual, until next time, you take care of yourself.